Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is in the legal spotlight from Moot Courts to Supreme Court. We have with us Advocate Kanika Bhardwaj, a distinguished advocate practicing in the Supreme Court of India and founder of Kanika Bhardwaj Law Firm. With expertise spanning corporate, criminal, and matrimonial law, Kanika has built a reputation for dedication to justice and innovative legal solutions. Join us as we delve into her inspiring journey, experience in courtroom, and a perspective on balancing professional excellence with personal fulfillment. So, welcome, Kanika.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So, let me explain you the flow and the format. There are 3 rounds: professional
Okay.
journey round, personal journey round, and a surprise rapid fire round,
Okay.
for which you have to be in your witty, funny, and quick sense. So you get a gift also. Shaping the agency lawyer for future.
Okay.
Be autographed and sent to you. So friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So my first question for the professional journey round, Kanika. How has the journey shaped up, and what has been your key defining moments in your career?
All right. So it has been more than 10 years now I'm into the profession. The journey has been quite long, 10 years long, more than 10 years long, and very interesting because I'm a first generation lawyer, and there is a myth that the first generation lawyers are not that much successful in the litigation. And so this is a myth I would want to tell because I've learned from my past experiences that it is not the case where the first generation lawyer cannot achieve success. It is not the case. You can do it only if your goal in litigation is clear, because I have seen several people, several law students and young lawyers also, that they are not clear in their mind that whether they want to go into litigation, they want to go into judiciary, they want to go into corporate, or they want to do anything else. They are not clear in their mind. So if you are clear that you want to go into litigation and you want to achieve something, even the first generation lawyers can achieve and go to the great heights, I believe. And the journey has obviously, but yes, that is for sure that there are certain hurdles that first generation lawyer may face if we compare to the other lawyers who are like second, third generation lawyers. So definitely, I have faced certain obstacles and certain hurdles in between. I did not have resources. I did not have my own office. I did not have clients. There were no expensive books that I wanted at that point of time. So all these things were actually hurdle for me, and getting my own chamber, getting my own office, establishing my own practice, getting my own clients by my own, because getting clients is very difficult. There are many lawyers who are very knowledgeable, but they don't have clients. So there is no practice unless you don't have clients. It is very clear. So getting your own clients, everything starting from the scratch, the journey has been interesting, and uh, there were quite lots of ups and downs, and also being a woman in this profession, because this profession is actually uh, it's more for, this profession is more for the men. If you see that the number of women lawyers are very less in comparison with the men. So being a woman in this profession, it is very difficult to deal with the police officials, and difficult to deal with the ground level staff and government staff and everything. So handling all these things, learning step by step from the starting. uh, I got many, there were many people who deceived me in the starting, but now nobody can deceive me at this point of time. So I have learned from my failures, and have always been learning. That is why this profession is always called, like, you are always learning. It is always called learned, learned counsel. So this profession is always learning profession. You are always learning till the end. So yes, that is what I'm doing as of now. Also, I'm learning from my failures each day. Everything is new. Every fact is new. Every case is new. Every client is new. So learning and going ahead.
Wow, beautiful. So, Kanika, can you share your experience representing clients in the Supreme Court and how it differs from the other courts?
Yes, absolutely. See, when we talk about before talking about the clients, we should know that the procedure in trial court is different. The procedure in high court is different, and in Supreme Court it's completely different. So similarly, we have to treat our clients. We have to represent our clients. When we talk about the trial court part, in trial court, actually your file is made. We argue on the merit of the case. We do evidences. We collect evidences. There is investigation, there is cross examination, there is arguments, and then there is a final judgment. So entire pleadings, drafting, everything, your basically a case is made in the trial court. Now when the trial court passes an order, if there is any loophole in the order, we go to high court, we go into appeal, or we go to the high court if we have to file any writ, or if we have to, if the matter is more than value of 2 crore rupees, then we go to high court. So then in these cases we go to high court, and then if high court does anything which is not appropriate, then we go to Supreme Court. Or if any fundamental right of a citizen is violated, then we directly go to Supreme Court. So this is how only we treat our client, we represent our client according to the procedure. So we have to go and represent the client according to the procedure, not according to ourselves.
Wow. So, Kanika, how do you ensure client satisfaction while navigating complex legal frameworks?
Yes, I would love to answer that question, because satisfying a client is very difficult. I mean, a client is never satisfied. I mean, even if you die for your client, ultimately he's going to say that aapne ko kuch bhi nahi kiya. So it's very difficult to satisfy a client. But what we make sure as a professional, what I ensure, uh, first of all, I do not actually see the client satisfaction. My basic and my motive is to inform him that whether you are going right or whether you are going wrong, whether you like it or you don't like it. If you like it, then okay. If you don't like it, then take your file away. So client satisfaction is, I understand client satisfaction, but at one point of time, you are the lawyer, not your client is not the lawyer. And you have to tell your client that this is going to happen and you have to do this, whether you are satisfied, whether you are not satisfied. This is my basic motto. Second, I always ensure that my client brings everything on the table, because because the client does not have any knowledge. He doesn't know how the court will work, what evidence we have to give at which stage. And if the lawyer doesn't ask for the document or evidence, there might be a case where client has evidence in his hands, but he will not give it to you, and the same will not come on the record. So your case will be weak. So it is the job of the lawyer to tell the client that bring whatever you have, whether relevant, whether irrelevant. That is my job to see whether this evidence is relevant, not relevant. You bring everything on the table to me. I will decide when I have to place which evidence on record. Number two. Number three, I always try to stay in touch with the clients for the client satisfaction. Now comes the client satisfaction part in the end. That there are certain professional things that you always have to apply, whether you're a doctor, whether you are a lawyer, or whether you are a teacher or any other profession. You have to do all these things. So I always try to communicate with my client directly, and not through the juniors or interns, and not the clerks and assistants. When my client needs me, and when he says that you have to come to the court, I leave everything, I go to the court.
Wow.
So this is what I do for the client satisfaction. And I try to give my client time, which most of the lawyers do not give sufficient time to the clients. The clients are always that हमारे lawyer हमें time नहीं देते हैं and all these things. So it is not the case with me, I believe. I give a time to each and every client and I hear them. That what do you want to say? What is the story? Because to be a lawyer, you have to be a good speaker, but it is more important that you have to be a very good listener also. Because if you don't listen to the facts, you won't get anything. So this is how I, manage everything.
So, Kanika, let's go into your memory bank. What has been the most challenging case you have handled and what did it teach you?
it was a very, it was in my initial days actually, because right now I do not feel any case challenging. I mean, any lawyer won't, after 10 years of practice, I don't think any lawyer would say that this is a challenging case. He do what he does. So it was back in my initial days when it was like I was into practice since 2 3 years. I got a case of a minor sexual harassment case. It was under the POCSO, and that kid, I don't know what is wrong in our society nowadays. That kid, obviously, she was a kid. She doesn't know anything. But the parents, like, they kept on saying that uh, इसके साथ sexual assault हुआ है, harassment हुई है, हम लोग सच बोल रहे हैं, we have all the evidences, everything. So I believe them that हो सकता है, you might be true. And the way they were telling and narrating things, they were crying, and all the entire scene was created in front of me. And I believed my client. And I said, okay, I'll file your case. And I went ahead with the FIRs and everything. Till the time the evidence came, till the time I didn't know, the other lawyer came and he got the evidence on record. I got to know that that both were girlfriend and boyfriend, and it was consensual thing. So not complicated, but one case which have taught me something is that never trust your client. You go by the evidence. Never trust whatever your client is saying. Never trust on the words. There are always two sides of a coin. You do not know initially that what is correct, what is not. Because I was a very young lawyer that time, and I was under my emotion कि मैं तो झंडा लेके निकल गई हूँ fight करने के लिए, that I'll fight for the truth and everything. And ultimately it came like I was the one who was made a fool of. So this case has taught me that never trust a client, and you do not have to emotionally attach with the client. Like we say that doctors are not allowed to operate their family members because they cannot do, even if he's an expert. Same with the lawyer. If you build a emotional connect with the client, you won't be able to fight the case appropriately. So this is something which this case has taught me, that never trust your client.
Yeah, beautiful. So, Kanika, how do you approach balancing corporate retainerships and individual cases?
All right. So, see, when I talk about corporate retainerships, it is the corporate retainerships are always more about drafting, because they want to draft an agreement. It's more of a desk job kind of a thing. You always have to be on your laptop. It's drafting the agreements, employment agreements. It's drafting their legal replies, notices, everything. And individual cases is something which is pure litigation, where you have to go to court and fight. So when I always manage that, when it comes to the corporate part, I have my juniors who can, who can lay a basic legal draft, and I can edit the same. So corporate retainerships are actually easier for me to handle, because I have the team, I have the juniors, they can draft an agreement, they can draft the reply, and I can give a final touch to that. But more difficult when it comes to the individual cases, because then you have to be in the court in front of the judge, you have to argue. So both are two different, extremely different departments. And with the corporate thing, I can manage with my juniors and everything. But when it comes to the individual thing, as I said, I always give time to my clients, and I make sure that 70% of time I'm there in the court for my clients, because most of the seniors do the same. They send their juniors, they send their interns, and probably they are the one who are handling the case, and the senior only comes at the time of the argument. But not with me. So I make sure that at least 70% of times I'm there in the court. So this is how I manage. I mean, initially it was like really tough, but now I'm habitual, so I'm able to manage.
Okay. So, Kanika, can you highlight a case where your expertise in labor or matrimonial law made a significant impact?
Yeah. So actually, to be very honest, I am working really hard on maintenance laws as of now, because uh, you have brought up the matrimonial part and the labor part. So I am working really hard for the men rights also since past few years, because we have been continuously watching TV, and we have been continuously watching that there are so many suicides and so many such cases where the men has committed suicide because of the harassment of the court, because there are no laws in favor of men. So I have secured certain orders in my favor where the maintenance has been denied to the woman who is qualified and who is earning and who is capable, but she still is asking money. And there was one judgment where the court has said that the maintenance will be only for the basic necessities and not for the luxuries. So if your husband is working in an MNC and earning a lakh a month, and you are asking a Mercedes, this is something which is absolutely this is completely injustice towards the men part. But the sad part is that still there are no laws which for the men at this point of time. There are no amendments in the laws. The maintenance laws remain the same if you are a woman, and if you are married, it doesn't matter if it's 1 year, you have been married since 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. The moment you get into marriage, your maintenance starts. And even after 6 months, you say that I don't want to live with you, the guy has to give the maintenance to the woman. So these are the laws which are very disturbing and very dangerous for the society as of now, specifically matrimonial when it comes to the metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi. Now here the literacy rate and working rate of the women is much higher. They know that how they can manipulate and misuse the law. Instead, I'm shocked that when you go to a rural area, those women do not even report. They do not have that capacity to even come to the court. So the genuine cases are not even reported, and the misuse of laws are on the peak at this point of time. So I have been working really hard that maybe something can happen, some judgment or some amendment in the law where the maintenance part is looked into and some relief for the men.
So, Kanika, what inspired you to participate in so many moot court competitions during your student years, and how did it help in preparing in courtroom advocacy?
Yeah, so this is a question for all the law students. Uh, and all the law students must listen to what I'm saying, because I have a little bit of experience. I was a very introvert kind of a person when I was in school. I was very shy. I had no public speaking skills, to be honest. But I wanted to be into litigation. So one thing which was clear in my mind was that Kanika, कुछ भी हो जाए, public speaking तो करनी ही पड़ेगी. इसके बिना तो कुछ नहीं है. So it was very clear in my mind that I have to brush off my communication skills. But I was very shy. I was that kind of a student. I could not even speak in front of 2 people. Forget about 100 of people. So then then one of my friend introduced me the concept of the moot court, which is the demo of the real court where where the college gives you a kind of a case, a kind of a problem, and you have to solve it, and both the sides are there. The plaintiff is there, the defendant is there, and the researcher is also there. So it's kind of a demo of the court, and you have to argue in front of the judges. So this concept came to me, and then for the first time I participated in moot court because I knew somewhere, because I have to brush off my skills. Without doing this, I would never become a very good lawyer. So I participated the first time, and the first time I witnessed great changes in me. I was able to speak. Initially, I was like hesitant, but at least I was able to speak at that time. Then I started doing moot courts one by one, one by one. At the end, after doing like 10, 12 moot courts, I was so fluent with the facts. I was so fluent with the argument. I know how I have to argue my point. I have to present myself to the judges. And then when I left the college, and when I entered into the real court, I was able to feel the difference the moot court competitions have created in my personality. So, to all the law students, if you want to go into litigation, if you want to build your confidence, please do as much as moot courts you can in the college time, because in the college you have ample amount of time to participate in all these things. When you come to the real field, you would not have that much time, and you do not, your time is gone. You do not have any time to then enhance your communication skills. It is a time period of 5 years or 3 years when you're in college. You have to work on your skills. So instead of wasting your time, you better do moot courts or debates and all kind of activities.
Yeah. So, Kanika, how has your leadership style evolved over the years?
Yeah, so leadership, see, the leadership is one quality which a person is, it's in kind of an inbuilt quality. You're born with the leadership skills, but yes, as you said, that you have to brush off the leadership skills from time to time. It happens only with the experience. There is no other rule or shortcut that can actually help you in enhancing your leadership skills. It will only happen with the experience. It will only happen when you expose yourselves to the world, when you get exposure of everything, when a client will deceive you, when the client will not pay you your money after you have done the work, when you have to extract money from the client pocket, when you have to fight from the judge, when you have to fight from the police officials, everything one by one experience will happen, because this profession is as such that every day is new. You do not know. It is not a kind of a tech shop where you have to do similar thing or same thing each and every day. Every day in lawyers life is absolutely different. So with the time, your leadership, if you are into litigation, not into corporate, if you are into litigation, a time will come after 5 years or 6 years when you have spent in the profession, your leadership skills will automatically be brushed off.
Wow. So, Kanika, what role does mentorship play in your firm, especially for young lawyers?
Yeah. So, see, having a mentor is very important. Whether you are a first generation lawyer or whether you are a second or third or fourth generation lawyer, doesn't matter. Generally, second, third, fourth generation lawyers already have a mentor at their home. So, for the first generation lawyers, it is very important to have a mentor, because I always say, and it is a fact, whether one believe it or not, but it is a fact that in this profession, the bookish knowledge is something which is very different, and the practical knowledge is absolutely different. So you, whatever you have read in your college time, whatever books you have studied, whatever beer acts, whatever laws you have studied, now it is time to implement those laws. And trust me, if there is a student who is a topper in the college, may become zero in this profession when he comes to the court. So it doesn't matter whatever you have studied in the college. When you come to the real world, when you come to the court, without a mentor, you won't be able to survive even a month in this profession, because you have to learn the implementation of the laws. Now you know that Section 420 of IPC is cheating and fraud. You know what is cheating, you know what is fraud, but how will you apply it? And no book will ever give you the knowledge about how you deal with the police officials, how you deal with the public prosecutors, how you deal with the witnesses, how will you deal with the prosecutors and the accused or whatever. So no book can tell you that. This comes only with the experience, and all these things a mentor can only teach you and nobody else. So at least when you are done with the law school, you are done with the degree, you come to the real world, at least for 2 3 years you should stay under the mentorship of a senior, and then you start your own practice once you know that the implementation of laws. So mentorship in my firm plays a very important role, because we, not only me but the other lawyers also, we always teach our juniors and our interns, we always send them to court, we always send them on the dates, we tell them how to appear before the judge, how to argue, we give them the files. In fact, in my law firm, my interns take the file home also. They do a photocopy, they take the file home, they go home, they study, and they come back and keep the file again. So this kind of liberty and this kind of freedom you have to give to the junior lawyers and the interns so that they can learn. But again, the mentorship for the young lawyers is very important. So do not bypass the mentorship and directly come and say that I have a law firm and I am doing this. No, you won't be able to survive even for a month.
Beautiful. So, Kanika, how has technology helped you?
Technology has helped me a lot. I mean, I am from the generation where initially because I have seen the developments in the technology after the COVID, how the digitalization came to the courts. There was a time when I was the legal intern, there was no technology, no digitalization, nothing was online, everything was offline. Even to know the status of one case, we used to go 10 kilometers away to the court and then we used to get the status. Now we have everything on our phones. So I have seen that time also that just for one case status, I used to go to like 10, 12 kilometers away to the court. And then I used to only for knowing that what is the next date of my hearing, that what is the last date, and what is the name of the judge. I do not know which judge is handling this case. So just for such minor information, we used to travel so much. And now everything is on phone. Secondly, we used to go to the court on each and every date of hearing, even the minor date of hearing, we used to go to the court. Now everything is online. If there is some minor hearing, I mean, so we have to do only some minor thing in the court. We just have to take the reply or give the reply or take any document or give any document that we can do online also. Now we can make it a PDF and we can share it all over, but it was not the case earlier. So definitely technology has impacted the legal system, in the entire legal system, in a very positive manner. Now the lawyers, we have everything on our phone. We can do online hearing, virtual hearings, we do emails, we share it in PDF. Very good thing is that even the High Court and the Supreme Court has specifically said, just because of the technology, they have said that we should go paperless. Now in the Supreme Court, there is no bundle of files, no bundle of papers. There is only PDF. So now this is a very good thing which has happened, that we are going paperless day by day just because of the technology. So obviously, the technology has impacted our work in a very positive manner.
Wow. So, my last question, Kanika, what advice would you give to law students aspiring to practice at the Supreme Court of India?
Again, a very good question. And this is my advice to all the law students, that do not start from the Supreme Court directly. Please don't do this blunder at all in your lives. If you want to come into litigation, start with the district court, then go to the High Court, then go to the Supreme Court. Do not run after the brand, because nowadays what is happening is all the law students are running after a brand. Everyone wants to be Ram Jethmalani, and everyone has watched that particular sitcom which is called as Suits. They watch Suits sitcom and then say that I'm going to be Harvey Specter or something kind of that. Everyone wants to be the senior Supreme Court lawyer at the initial stage only. So please do not go for the brand initially. You have to learn from the ground level, and then you have to go to the upper part, because you have to go step by step. If you directly go to the Supreme Court at this point of time and the senior will give you a file, you won't be able to understand a single word written in the file. You won't be able to understand what the procedure is. You will merely waste your time and you will come back home saying, "Mujhe kuch nahi aata." Then you spend 6 months, 1 year in Supreme Court, you will be completely a zero. So you start, because I have done all these things, that is why I'm in a situation where I can guide people. So start with the district court in a very low or mediocre kind of a law firm, where you are given the opportunity to go to the courts, to handle the entire work, learn about the procedure, learn how the file is made, learn how cross-examination is done, learn all these things, and then go to High Court, then learn how a law is challenged, how a particular judgment is challenged, and then you go to Supreme Court, where the final orders are being taken. So there is no shortcut in this profession. If you think that you will go in Supreme Court and directly become a senior Supreme Court lawyer, it is not going to happen at any way. And specifically, if you're a first generation lawyer, this is not going to happen. So no shortcuts. Start with the district court, High Court, and then go to Supreme Court.
Now let's go to the next round and understand Kanika as a person.
Okay.
Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So my family, I have a very typical joint class family. So I'm married. My husband is in Merchant Navy. He's a captain in Merchant Navy. My dad is also a lawyer, but he's not into practice. He's into CA accountancy more. And my mother is a teacher in a government school. So middle class, normal family, where I am the first generation lawyer. And I have been able to establish my own law firm. And probably let's see how it goes further.
Okay, let's go to your days at Amity University. What are the memories, experience, and how did it shape your career?
So, Amity University, the experience has been amazing. The teachers were amazing there. Uh, but there is only one thing that I also want to advise to the students, that because when we go to DU, NLU, Amity, there is 70-75% attendance, which is mandatory. Uh, but if you want to go into litigation, I will not advise you to go in such high class colleges or something like that. Go to a normal college, study, but start practicing in court if you wanted to because right now nobody asks me that what is a percentage, and from which college you have done your law. Nobody asks me that. The only thing that people see is that whether I know how to work or not. So for the litigation, I mean, attending 70-75%, I mean, 5 years is a huge time. And the 5 years of your life, if you're attending college only or only gaining bookish knowledge and not the practical knowledge, is something which is a blunder which we are doing with the lives. If you want to be into litigation, it's a different thing. If you want to go into corporate or judiciary, then you must attend the classes and do everything you want to do. But not, I don't think that this system is suitable for the people who want to go into litigation, because 5 years you learn the law, and then 5 years you learn how to implement that law, then half of the age is gone. So I think that 5 years that we got should be utilized for the bookish knowledge also, for the practical knowledge also, so that once we have a degree in our hands, we are a lawyer. I mean, we can go to the court and we can argue because we have both the sides of the knowledge. So lawyer without only knowledge is also nothing if he doesn't know how to implement the laws. So this is the loophole I find in all the colleges. So I think you go to a mediocre colleges where attendance do not even matter. Go to CCS or go to somewhere like that and learn the law and also start practicing, because this is a very huge loophole in the colleges that I see, that you have to maintain 70-75% of attendance, and the entire 5 years you are learning the books only, you are learning the law only, but when you get a degree, you come to the court, you are zero. So what's the point of this entire legal education system? I do not understand.
Okay. So, Kanika, how do you unwind after a long day at court?
So unwind, actually, to be honest, I love doing nothing. Like, I do nothing. So after a long day, after preparing cases, when your mind is already fully occupied, all you need is just a peace of mind. So just sitting in the corner and just doing nothing is the best way to unwind myself.
Wow. So, Kanika, what hobbies or activities bring you joy outside of the courtroom?
Actually, what hobbies? So to be honest, I love watching Netflix nowadays because I am not that kind of a person. Because we are already into so much public each and every day. We are already, surrounded by the people, talking to the people, going social. So I'm not that kind of a person. If I have time, I would go to a cafe or I would go to a party club or something like that. I would want to be in my home. I would want to be in my char diwari and I watch Netflix. I do like whatever makes me happy. I talk to my close friends. I be with the family. So this is what is something that I generally do. So and it happens with the age, right? I'm right now I'm 33. I remember when I was in 20, I was 25, 27. I used to like go out, I used to party, everything. But this comes with the age when you need peace of mind also. And this profession is so loud, I tell you. I mean, a very loud profession. So whatever if I have a wish at any point of time in any day, I would just want my peace of mind, and I do whatever which can get me my peace of mind back.
Wow. So, what's a memorable travel destination you have visited for a conference or case?
So, memorable travel destination I visited for a conference or a case. All right. So, travel destinations, there are so many memorable travel destinations, but I will never forget my visit to a state called Chandigarh. I went to a Chandigarh court where the people are so slow. I mean, when you be in Delhi or when you be in Mumbai, I mean, the life is so busy, so fast. The lawyers are rushing here and there. They don't have time. They don't have a minute to sit and sip a coffee. And even the judges, they are so like jaldi karo, jaldi karo. Everything is so fast. But I went to Chandigarh court and I was like amazed that people are so slow. आराम से जज पहले अब चाय पियेंगे फिर देखेंगे क्या केस है. And I was just sitting and I was like, seriously, what is happening? I have to go back. So, and that's the best part. You know, they enjoy work. They are like, dheere, 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 they are working. It's very interesting, very funny about that code.
Oh,
And I'm talking about the district court here.
okay. So, Kanika, is there a book or author that has inspired your approach to law?
Yes, absolutely. So I love Fali S. Nariman, and he's my idol. So whatever he has, published so many books of his own, which are very valuable for the young lawyers also, and for the learning and senior lawyers also. He has possibly published each and every book that a young lawyer must read and know. He has also published books on cross examination. And he has also published a book on arguments, that how you have to argue in the court. He has published books on the constitution, on the amendments of the constitution. So you must know your constitution is one of the book that I love. He has I mean, his words and his ideology, his mindset. I love this person, Fali S. Nariman.
Wow. So, Kanika, what are your plans for 2025 professionally and personally?
So 2025, so plans are obviously at this point of time, because now I have started being more visible on social medias like LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook. So I've planned to, somehow build all those profiles of mine in this year, so that obviously I get more case and more clients. And then I've started going in media also now. I used to avoid that initially because I didn't have time, but now since I have a team, somehow I can, manage going to the media, doing the shows, doing the podcast, and that's why I'm here talking talking to you at this point of time. So yeah, so this year I've planned that I'll be more active on social media, and I will be more active in interviews and podcast, because podcast and interview is something which is very trending these days. So you have to go with the trend. So 2025 is all about trending, whatever the trend is going on. So I'm going with the flow.
Wow. Okay. So, Kanika, we have got a series at the Coffee Corner, Sri Shakti. So, what does Sri Shakti mean to you?
Sorry.
We have got like 8 series under Coffee Conversation. There is one series, Sri Shakti. So,
Okay.
what does Sri Shakti mean to you?
All right. So when we talk about Sri Shakti, it means feminism, but people have a very wrong perception of feminism. They don't know the basics of the feminism. Feminism always doesn't know. It doesn't mean that that you want to go out and you want to punch a man and you want to say that I am strong as you are. So this is not feminism. I would answer this question by explaining what feminism is to me. It means equal opportunities. Very simple. So, what a true feminism is, that we say that if you are a man, you are earning, you are able to be a father, you are able to earn, nobody questions you, that you don't question us also. I can be a lawyer also, I can be a CEO, and at the same time I can be a mother also. I can manage everything. So feminism is all about opportunities, equal opportunities, and feminism is all about equal pay, equal opportunities, and you see us as equal as men, not physically. You're not saying, as I said, I'm not saying that I want to go to a man, I want to punch his face and say, see, you are weaker and I'm stronger. No. So physically, obviously, men and women are different. So there is no question about that. But when it comes to the society and when it comes to the practical world, I mean, feminism means equality in terms of equal opportunities. And if nobody questions a man that how you're doing things, what you're doing, and you are getting equal and you're getting good pay, so don't question a girl also. She can also do whatever she wants to. She can do whatever a man can do. She can manage, she can be a mother, she can be a lawyer, she can do her own work, and then you pay her equally. So this is what Sri Shakti means to me.
Wow. My last one is a googly one. Describe Kanika in one line.
I'm a rebel. So this is what I am, a true rebel. I mean, I am a kind of a person that I want everything to be with my choice and my wish. And if something is not happening my way, then I'm a rebel. Then I'm going to I'm going to fight for it and I'm going to take it. So something about कि चलना है तो मेरे हिसाब से चलना है, else मत चलो, जाओ.
Okay. Let's have some fun. The rapid fire round.
Okay.
Courtroom debates or legal research.
Courtroom debates.
Morning hearings or late night case preparation.
Late night case preparations.
Your go-to comfort food.
Your go-to comfort food.
Yeah.
It can be obviously junk food. It can be pizza.
Your favorite color.
It's pink. As every
Okay.
girl has. And trust me, in this profession, we are always into black and white. And I'm like, my favorite color is pink. And a girl whose favorite color is pink is always in black and white.
That's why I want you see
Yeah.
to make a.
And you're wearing the pink blazer also.
It's not pure pink, but a shade of that.
Yeah, right.
So yes, I've got a full dress. Now we have taken coffee to a next level. So dress codes, all those messages, everything to prepare. Speaker comes. Okay, you're coming at a corporate show.
Yeah.
Best piece of advice. Best piece of advice received.
So, best advice that I've received till date is from my senior, and he says that when you are arguing in the court, your file should be exactly similar to the file of the judge. अगर जज की फाइल में एक मक्खी मरी हुई है तो तुम अपनी फाइल में मक्खी मार लो. And then you will be able to argue exactly in the manner, and you know that on which page what judge exactly have is in hands, because we are not able to tell, because many lawyers are confused. We should exactly know the page number of the judge also, so that we can show it to the judge that okay, so now go to page number 7 and this is written in para number this and this is in para number this. So this is the way of arguing. So if you don't have the exact same file in your hands, the judge will be confused, you will be confused, you won't be able to show the judge that exactly what you want to argue, exactly what you want to show. So this is the way of arguing that one of my senior has taught me, that exactly you should have the same file in your hands as the judge has in his hands.
Wow. Favorite moot court competition?
It was obviously when I won. It was a DU competition in 2018, I guess, and we won that competition. So yes, that was the best one.
Wow. One word to describe being an advocate.
One word to describe being an advocate. I cannot sum up my more than 10 years of journey in one word. I
Okay, one
mean,
line.
it's a very tricky question for me. I wouldn't be able to do it in one word. But being an advocate, it's kind of a drug. Litigation is a drug. Once you get into the advocacy and once you get into the litigation part, it's a kind of a drug that you won't be able to leave. So if you have spent like good 7-8 years in this profession, you cannot do any other job.
Wow. Success according to you, hard work or destiny?
No, hard work. 100% hard work.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
I'm a tea person. Anytime, like even in the month of June, July, I'm a tea person.
Wow. So you did well. And here's your gift.
Thank
So
you
receive
so
your
much.
autograph and sent to
Thank you.
you. So it was a engaging conversation and lovely conversation, Kanika. So all those young lawyers out there, Kanika has shared her journey and shared importance of the Moot Court, being under a mentor in starting your journey from a lower court, the importance cannot going directly to an apna Supreme Court or High Court, preparing yourself, so many insights, and yes. Uh, so we wish you the best for 2025, more success, and ye get more active on social media, share your ye articles, write a book. So like that, we have got 400 plus episodes of the Coffee Corner Show where different speakers have shared their personal, professional journey insights on subject topic. So subscribe and watch, implement, and you would definitely there will be a transformation. And if you want to feature like Anika, visit our LinkedIn page or company page, the Emerging India Forum, and you would be invited to have coffee conversation. Thank you.